Hi, everybody. It's Ken Robinson. I'm your Regional Disaster Officer for the Central and Southern Ohio region. And I'm coming to you tonight, or tomorrow morning, depending when you catch your email, to give you a quick update about our disaster responses here at home and across the country. Over the last month, we've deployed dozens and dozens of volunteers to disaster operations around the country. From Hurricane Laura in Louisiana and Texas, before that, to Isaias in Virginia and the National Capital Area in Delmarva, and now to wildfires out on the West Coast, while still having workers from our region deployed on the derechos. It's a busy time, and the demands are exceptional right now. They're not unprecedented, but they're exceptional. Our ability to execute on the mission relies on all of us raising our hands and doing our part in the ways that we can and in the ways that are safe for us. And so here's my ask of you tonight. If I could show you my computer right now, and if I weren't working from home and I had help, I could probably do that. But if you were to log on to RCView at the moment and see what I'm seeing, you would see a carpet of red that shows fires that go as far east as South Dakota, all the way to the Pacific Ocean, all the way to the Canadian border, and as far south as Texas and the Mexican border. And that's just that theater of operations, because there's still great human needs in Louisiana and Texas. And we know that in the next 10 days or so, we suspect a major hurricane is going to make landfall in Florida. But in Central Atlantic Division, where we now are since our realignment, we have to remember too that we are a hurricane division and that we can take impacts in Virginia and Washington, D.C., and Delaware and Maryland. And we've been here before where even hurricane impacts can affect Ohio. Every job we do is important, and every place we do it is important. Not everybody can deploy out to the West Coast, and I get that. But what I'm asking you to do is this. If you are willing to consider a deployment, be that to the West Coast, to follow many of our staff members that deployed today along with several volunteers, to help out in Oregon or Washington or California, or the workers that are going downrange to help with recovery activities at Hurricane Laura in Louisiana, or folks that are doing damage assessment all around the country right now, if you can do that and you've not been contacted, I want you to please send me an email to kenneth.robinson@redcross.org. And if there's a way you think that you can serve that you've not served before, I want you to send me an email with your name and your chapter, and I'll make sure that you get contacted this weekend to have a conversation about your desired volunteer experience. We get to do amazing work for our neighbors at home and the crucial day-to-day work of our disaster action teams and our health services and mental health and spiritual care workers and our caseworkers that put the arms of the American people around our neighbors and let them know that they've got this and we're with them, to the folks that are able to deploy long distances. If you will consider deploying outside of our division to support Louisiana or Texas or the West Coast, send me that email. If you can't do that, but you can consider doing something else here at home so we know that you're here and that you're raising your hand, and if something happens that's significant in Central and Southern Ohio, send me an email and I'll make sure that you're contacted. And if you're willing to serve in our own division, if that hurricane that we expect to happen in the next 10 days or so does come up the coast, and you're willing to consider a deployment to support our friends in West Virginia or Delaware or Maryland or Washington, D.C., send me that email and we'll have somebody reach back out to you today. We get to do this work. We get to be the arms of the American people and surround neighbors and let them know that we've got this. Let's be clear. The Red Cross does have this. We do hard things. This is hard, and together we can do it. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. Send me that email, to kenneth.robinson@redcross.org and let me help you have your desired volunteer experience. Thank you so very much.